Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of me watching my old footage of Dead by Daylight, and we're going to start with a surprise. Yep, it's Hag. Hag runs at 110% if you didn't know, which is a little bit slower than most killers, so obstacles like this become a little bit of a loop if you know how to run it. It gives me a little bit of a headway so I can get out of this particular area, and the thing with Hag is you shouldn't be chasing one-on-one, you should be pressuring the map. You should be setting down as many traps as you can. She's got up to 10 she can hold in the hand. You should at least have 6 on the board somewhere. And you should not be chasing an athletic, young, strapping lad such as myself. Now, I notice she's lunging from, like, the moon, so I'm going to keep this up for the team as best I can. I'm making a monumental mistake by not hugging the wall right there, but I think she would have got the lunge anyway. However, I'm going to stick by the pallet because I have what it takes to keep her busy. That's the thing about Hag. If you're going to play this character, she's phenomenally great, but you should not be committing to chases like this. Once I get a pallet stun, you should be breaking away. And here I go running to one of my favorite loops in the game, but I will go ahead and tell you, she runs this loop so crazy, it's hard for me to run it the way I would normally do it. Like right there, she has no reason to even come around there, and she comes around that. If she wouldn't have missed me, that would have been really bad. However, we flop back around. We dead hard. I assume she's coming. I see her not coming. There's no reason for her not to loop for me. She doesn't. I dropped the pallet because there's no reason for her not to come for me right there. Oh, look. The last gen's done. Now, we've been here for less than 2 minutes, and all her gens are taken care of, and she has had nothing but eyes from me this entire time. So I take a little bit of a rest because I have a feeling she's just breaking away for a second. She's going to come back. And instead of me being caught like a squirrel out in the middle of the yard, I'd much rather be a squirrel up a tree. Right now with this pallet here, I'm safe, baby. I'm covered. So she's coming around. She has no clue where I'm at. For whatever reason, she doesn't break the pallet right there. So she should have broke the pallet ages ago. But especially right there, there's no reason not to break it. She sees me spinning and finally takes the hint that I have to do something about it. I pop over and create a notification on her screen, hoping for her to come over here. She doesn't at all. And I notice that she's not. She's running back around the other side. She thinks I'm on the other side for some reason. So I now pop through. I see her coming back in. And, you know, that was a 50-50. If she came around the corner, I actually would have been hit and would have been totally screwed. But she was really wild with her looping. So that's just one of those situations where you need to know your player and what you're doing. Now, this is a instance where I'm in a great map for, in my opinion, for Survivor, and I run up against a killer that's a little bit faster, and I notice he swings pretty early, so he's probably not running an optimal build. He's probably not optimal. That was not me 360, by the way. That was supposed to look real loose like that. No, that was just me honestly trying to get a hit because I knew I was going to have to take it, so I took the sprint burst towards the center of the map into the God Loop. And let me tell you, my friends, this RNG version of this God Loop right here is the Zeus Loop. It just has so much going on. I'm looping him. He's got Bloodlust right now, so he's going to be able to catch up to me. Can we stop and talk for a second about the fact this guy has a candle on his head? But I'm able to drop the first pallet. And break line of sight with him completely. Break chase. Now, you can see him back there in the corner of the camera. He's still coming for us. For some reason, I get the stones to do this play. There's no reason for this to work, so don't ever do this unless you have a build or something for it. I don't know why he didn't follow his instincts and open that locker right there, but it is going to lead us out of this chase for a moment. He has lost his bloodlust. So he's lost his speed boost. I feel at this point in the match it's time for me to go, you know, heal up. But Lumiere is very persistent. I have a champ teammate here. This is a solo queue, by the way. I don't know any of these people. She's trying to get the attention. But he's actually so slow that I think she was mostly unnoticed. He just has eyes for me. So he's coming right back to the center of the map. And I am going to let him chase me. Now, here's the cool thing. He's chasing me, but he's not in chase. What does that mean? He's not able to get Bloodlust. What does that mean? He's running at 115%. That's it. He's not invisible, so he's not getting a speed boost there. He's simply regular speed killer right now. He's not taking advantage of his killer's power. There he is. And because of that, I'm able to chase him, but keep him out of Bloodlust. And that's going to mean that I can save pallets. I can loop a little more, and he can kind of make the decision to keep chasing the scratches that he sees, or break away and go to somebody else that's on another pallet. And it should be obvious that I've wasted enough of his time. He needs to go somewhere else. So I kind of made that decision for him and broke away when I could. And going to do a little bit of a heal. I don't know, I kind of want to talk for a second about this perk called Self-Care, and I just want to tell everybody later on, there will be a video that I release. I don't think anyone should run Self-Care. You really shouldn't. But if you have a med kit, go ahead and get that heal in. For some reason, though, I'm all about the locker play in this particular video. So I hear him, I hear the threat of him, I hop in a locker. The correct play here would be, because I have We're Gonna Live Forever, I could take a protective hit from my friend who's injured. It would injure me, but it would also allow me to get the sprint burst to go back to the middle of the map, and I would get, you know, a stack on We're Gonna Live Forever. But I try to play more like I'm a sneaky Nia, stay in the locker, and I'm gonna try to get to a gem without him knowing, which he just flat outright saw me right there. So that's what all that sneakery got me, which is kind of why I believe looping much better than sneaking. But you need to have a stealth game. So here's the backside of the god loop. Still godlike. Hop right through. Don't run into that wall. But you do want to give him enough time to kind of keep up with you. It took me everything in me not to jump in that locker. I have got to do a locker build. Alright, so I'm going to hop out. We're going to keep him out of chase. No bloodlust yet. There it is. Now he can start building his bloodlust. How much time have I wasted of his with no bloodlust? That was way too far away, and look how much time he wasted. The vault time plus the time of him, you know, whiffing an attack. How much distance I gain off of him. And so now I know I'd kind of like to keep going, but I also kind of want balance landing. So I'm just going to let him hit me to get the sprint burst so that I can keep him on this loop. Normally I wouldn't do it, I'd just keep running. But we're at the last Jenny, and I want him to stay on me. So I let him get the hit, I get the sprint burst off of it. Again, here I should probably look behind me so I wouldn't throw the pallet because I didn't know he was that far back. For some reason it's like this guy has concrete feet. He's not that fast. And still he just stays in chase forever and ever and ever. I'm able to break out. He's no longer in chase, so... Oh, there he is. So he's still got his lust. We're still going on dead hard, gaining distance to the window. He knows not to even swing. And that was all the gens, guys. I mean, that was the entire map right here in the middle. So, you know, if you're a killer, I'm going to stress. I cannot stress enough. Give it 15 seconds. You know, hum the first part of a nursery rhyme. And if you haven't gotten a hit on them, then you need to go. I fall. I had no more resources, no pallets. He has no ed, so no one escapes death. It's a perk on a totem that's going to allow him to hit me one time, regardless if I was, you know, hit, injured, anything. He's going to be able to hit anybody one time, down them, and that's what it is. No, they also move a little bit faster, right? It doesn't matter. He could hang me up completely all the way. He's already lost the game as far as points, everything else is concerned. But he does have no ed. He's hung me up. And this is great because we have a solo queue, but we have a solo queue of champs. So out there somewhere, there is a totem of bones that's lit up like this idiot with the candle on his head. I'm sitting here thinking there's no way these people are coming for me. They're so far away. So I tried to Kobe off of the hook. I think it's still cool to say that. So I tried to Kobe myself off the hook. And, you know, nothing happens because it's a 4% chance. I'm waiting, and... lo and behold, miracle. There goes no ed. Now all of a sudden this guy went from ultra strong predator to just another guy standing beside a hook. I'm not running Kindred, so you know, if they're not running Kindred, they can't see him. But they are all running up at the same time, which is clutch play. He actually gets grabbed, which is unfortunate. Somebody else goes for the flashlight, so you can tell they're coordinated, but he didn't get the right angle. I did get the unhook, and I notice as I look back. Is this chase happening? Okay, he's dropped the person they had. I'm injured. Somebody else is injured. And I remember thinking, yeah, it's time to go. It's simply time to not let this turn into 3 downs, even though we dominated on this game. So here's a situation where you can say whatever you want. Selfish play, this or that, yada yada. I'm out. I got what I needed, basically. So don't spend that amount of time being looped.